Look at that. Let's do it.
Am I hot?
Are we hot?
You're hot.
Should I move so you can get the Jordan better framed?
No, I think we got it. Look at that. That looks great, huh? Look at that. I was gonna put. I already sold that Larry Bird painting. I was gonna bring Bird. Did you see the Bird painting I did?
Yeah. Remember I told you I fucking loved it. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm a Celtics fan too. So.
Yeah, diehard. Celtics fans are fucking nuts, aren't they? They're nuts. What do you think's worse, Philly fans or Celtics fans? Philly fans are pretty fucking bad. When you're throwing batteries at fucking Santa,
Yeah.
that's awful.
Yeah, I think I'd say Philly fans are worse, like worse humans.
They're just fucking like the accent I don't get. Where'd you get the accent from?
Yeah.
You can't say water. How hard is it to say water?
You talking about Boston or Philly?
Philly.
Well, Boston too. Water.
Water, but no, Philly goes wooder. They just fucking cut out the
Jesus.
A. They just cut out the A and it's WTR.
Can I bring my volume down on these a little bit? Is there a way? Or
Yeah, I got you.
oh, okay.
Yeah, do you go when you go back home? Do you go to a lot of games?
So I didn't. I grew up in the Northwest, but I started comedy in Boston.
Right. I saw that.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine. But when I go back to Boston, I go to. Last time I was there St. Patty's, leading up to St. Patty's Day. I did like 3-week run there and went to the Celtics game. And I have a system that I brought the. Shout out to Ryan Cott. Do we even start?
We're starting.
Okay,
We're on,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
By the way, this is. I should probably set up who's here. This is Big Jay Hollingsworth, a very funny comedian, Boston native. Kind of
Northwest native.
Northwest native.
Yeah,
whatever.
we started in Boston.
If I say Northwest, everyone's gonna be like, I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
That's like when people say, "Where are you from?" I can't say Algonquin.
Yeah, Oregon. I grew up in like Oregon, Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you should say Big Irish Jay, otherwise the
All right,
Jay fan.
Big Irish Jay. This is episode 3000 for all 5,000 followers that I have. So you grew up. So you were kind of just everywhere.
I grew up.
huh?
Yeah. So my dad played for the Pats though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So all right. So okay. I grew
Wait,
up.
was he on the '85 Super Bowl team?
No. Yeah, no. I'm a lot older than I. Have we gone over this? I'm way older than I look.
How old are you?
I'm 48.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were like 38.
I know. That's
You look great.
That's
What are
fat
you
don't
doing?
crack.
Moisturizer?
I just keep eating. You know, you get fatter, you get the never.
You're like, I
you never
quit cocaine
wrinkle.
at 15, so everything was good.
But I was born in Portland, Oregon. I bounced around a lot between Oregon and Washington growing up. Lived with my grandparents, my pops, my mom at different times. Lived in Sacramento at one point. Lived in Tampa. Started comedy in Boston. Then went back to Seattle for a while, and then moved down here. And then now I'm kind of like tentatively homeless. But
Where do you live now?
So I have a buddy that lives in Pasadena. So I was living in Hawthorne,
Yeah.
right? And then my lease was up roughly around March, end of March. I have a buddy in Pasadena. I sold a bunch of my shit,
Yep.
which is good anyways. Shit I don't need. And
Yeah.
then moved a bunch of my stuff to my buddy's place in Pasadena in his garage. Then I have a friend that lives in Phoenix that's has a mansion in Phoenix. And she was like, hey, I'm not going to be in town at my place June, July. Do you want to just stay there rent free?
You're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
So you're
hiya.
going back from Arizona to LA?
Yeah.
I just did that. That drive sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking ball sack.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Oh, yeah. You were at where were you at? The comedy spot?
Yeah.
Nice. How was it?
It's the
That's
best.
that's a great club.
Dude, it's so much fun. The shows, I swear to God, my last show, I maybe told 4 jokes. The crowd was so fire. I didn't even need to, I could have gone up there with just like a premise for one joke.
And it's like, I mean, because the guy that runs it used to be is a comic.
Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the way he, it's set up beautifully.
Yeah, no, it's nice. And it's really dark. I mean, as soon as you walk in, it's pitch dark, and all you can see is just the stage.
Yes.
Where some comedy clubs, you go in and you do it, and you're like, why is the stage so far away? Why is there so many fucking lights
Yeah.
on? And then the thing that's great, too, is they drop the check after the show's done.
Yes.
That's the way it should be.
He gets it. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, there's nothing worse than going on stage, and then as you're going into your last fucking routine,
That's your crusher.
you see people with their
Yeah.
fucking phones going like this.
Dude, it's the worst.
The
man.
worst. You do comedy, too, right? Yeah.
And you want to just be like, all right, I'm just here. Can we play some music for like 5 minutes while people work their bills out? Then I'll fucking do this destroying joke.
Totally.
Yeah.
I know. I had that on my last show, and I go, guys, I can see you.
Yeah.
Stop.
Dude.
That's like if I was gonna play. That's like if I was on stage, I was playing guitar, and you kept going like this to my strings.
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
You don't do that at a concert.
Dude. Oh fuck, man! The comedy spot reminds me of there's a place in it's a newer just opened this year in Massachusetts. It's in Worcester.
I love Worcester.
It's called the Woo Ha Ha.
What?
The Woo Ha Ha. Dude, it's
Damn.
like
How many does it see? Like 100 people?
dude, yeah, exactly. And
That's a comedy spot.
dude, and it's like low ceilings like this, right?
like
and dude, it's like
So you got to crouch down every time you do stand up there?
no, but it's like I mean, there's not much room, but it was I wouldn't have. I was like, this would be a great place to record an album because they are just
for sure.
holy shit. Have you done? I just did Skyline in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That place, the audio there,
It's great.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I think if I was going to do, because I want to do a taping by the end of this year, I'd probably do it in the belly room.
Oh yeah,
Belly room's great.
yeah.
If you have a bad set in the belly room, you kind of need to rethink about your comedy. You know what I mean? It's like the Ice House. If you're bombing at the Ice House, maybe you
Oh,
shouldn't be
dude,
doing.
yeah,
You shouldn't be
totally.
doing stand-up comedy.
Dude. Yeah, I'm not in at the store, so I wouldn't be doing that.
Oh come on! You just gotta, dude. I had to answer phones for 5.5 years.
Well,
Not like answering phones at 32 years old. I'm answering fucking phones.
dude, that's like Mitch Burrow. You know, Mitch is,
Yeah.
dude, he's like, he'll headline rooms and then he's working the store at like 40, whatever he is.
Totally.
Yeah. I
Don't
mean, which I
care.
respect. Yeah, no, I respect it. It's just,
Comedy doesn't have an age. Look at Joey
Yeah.
Diaz. The guy can
Yeah.
leave for 5 years, go to jail, and come back, and he's still killing
one
it.
of the biggest crushers in the game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Who's some comedians that you liked growing up? Who were some people that you saw? I was a big Mitch Hedberg guy.
Mine was like, I kind of was influenced by what my dad would watch. So Don Rickles.
Oh, yeah.
Loved Rickles. I loved all the Dean Roast Marts.
Did you
or
ever
Dean
see,
Martin roasts.
Did you ever see the outtakes in Casino when he's busting De Niro's balls?
No.
You've never seen that?
No.
Oh, dude.
I
He's
got
sitting
something
there,
to watch
and
now.
he goes, how long does it take? In Casino, in Casino when they're sitting upstairs at the golf, by the golf course, and Rickles is sitting there and goes, how long does it take for you to fucking do this scene? He goes, you have a beautiful trailer. You can't learn your lines in the fucking trailer. He goes, grab your fucking card, look at your lines, and let's get this fucking scene done. To De Niro.
And what's De Niro doing?
And
He's
De Niro's just
dying?
kind of laughing. He's like, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
That story, his Frank Sinatra story.
Oh, so good. He goes, Frank, if you do me a favor, you just go over to the table and
The
say
greatest. That's the greatest.
hi. He's a genius.
Yeah. But so Don Rickles. My dad also loved Cheech and Chong.
I was a big Cheech and Chong guy.
My dad. So I watched like growing up. Who else? Pryor. Richard Pryor was huge. My pops loved Richard Pryor, so I watched that.
I love Pryor.
I'd say like I always, whenever somebody's like, "Who's your favorite comics?" This advice I got a long time ago, which I think is the dopest advice I ever heard, and so it always makes me think. So this guy said, when people ask you who's your favorite comic, if you are not your own favorite comic, change your act.
Totally.
And I was like, holy shit! It
Sometimes,
made me rethink
sometimes
everything.
I'm my biggest fan. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you probably don't bomb anymore, but sometimes I'll have an occasional.
Oh no, I've been bombing my ass off in Phoenix because I've
Really?
when I was
you
in
working on new
Phoenix,
stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to build a new album because I'm recording an album this year too.
Yeah.
I think Laughs Unlimited in SAC. But
Oh, cool.
dude, so I've been eating dicks consistently in Phoenix, which I'm like, it's funny because
It's good to do it in Phoenix, though.
Yeah, well,
you
you'll
dicks out here at the Improv,
yeah.
and they're like, who is this guy?
you'll appreciate this. Like these young comics that they've, because I work a lot in Phoenix, and they've seen me, but they'll come up to me after the open mic, and you know how like at an open mic, if you have a good set or somebody be like, "Hey man, I like the new stuff" or whatever. So what they'll come up to me because I'm bombing, and they'll just be like, "Hey man, I've seen you crush."
Oh.
And I'm like, "You
I
don't
don't-
give me that speech.
Yeah.
Fuck off."
Yeah, dude. Also, I don't need that.
Yeah, I'm like, "Fuck off, dude."
That's it's the worst when you get up stage and like someone before you kills it and you're the
yeah.
headliner. And, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
were really good. We've seen you do great.
Dude, fucking.
Like, I don't go to your job and be like having an off day.
Yeah.
Huh?
Dude, I was did you ever do Parlor Live in Bellevue?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was the house MC there.
Bombed my ass off there.
Really?
I did the Seattle comedy competition.
Oh.
Have you done that?
I did it 1 year, and I was like, dude, it's a month long.
Bro, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Also, comedy should not be a fucking competition.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
stupid. But it was so hard. I'm going up against guys that have been doing comedy for like 400 years. Yeah. It was straight road dogs, dude. This is what they play for. And I was only in comedy for like a year.
Okay.
And I had like maybe 5 minutes. And I won the Ice House comedy competition.
Yeah.
How, I have no idea. I went up against like Lachlan Patterson, Ben Kronberg.
Jesus.
and I won it. I have no clue how I won. I think it's just because I brought the most people, maybe.
Dude, I was the house MC there at Parlor Live for like 3 years.
Oh, cool.
After I moved from Boston, and yeah, you would see, as people are leaving, I always, oh, thank you for coming, blah blah blah, and I won't say who the headliner was, but there was somebody that was leaving, and they were like, they say to me in the feature, like, good dude, really funny, really funny. Look straight at the headliner who's like selling merch, so he's about maybe 10, 15 feet away. He just looks at him dead, and he goes, that was awful. And the headliner like laughs because he thinks he's joking. He's like, oh, yeah. He goes, no, I'm serious. Like, that was the worst shit I ever seen. He's like, I wish I could get my money back.
Fuck you,
I was
motherfucker.
like, Jesus. And then me and the feature just sounded like, yeah.
Fuck you, dude. Listen, I saw Rolling Stones recently, and it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna fucking listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna have not a good night.
Right.
But people that have the fucking audacity to come up to you and say that, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Say it to your wife in the fucking car. You jag
Talks.
off.
Yeah.
That's the worst. I had a lady in Arizona literally hit on me in front of her husband as I'm on stage. And he's
This
looking,
last weekend.
Yeah, and he's looking at me, and I go, she's dying laughing.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're so funny. She's like, she goes, you're so hot. And he's like this. I go, well, this is awkward, huh? He's like, what am I supposed to do? I got 30 more minutes. Yeah, you got to keep looking at me.
Dude, one lady was like, I don't remember what joke I was doing. I think it was at Tempe Improv, and they're about 4 seats back, and they keep they're like right in the aisle, so they're leaning over, talking to each other, and they're looking, and I go, so finally I go, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And she goes, we're looking at your dick. I just was like, all right.
It'd be funny if you just whipped it out. You're like,
Yeah,
there you go.
I think I told her, I was like, well, you can see it up close and personal after the show. Let me get through this fucking jokes,
Now, have you ever been married or have you?
Nope,
no
single.
Kids?
I was engaged when I was like 21.
What's that like?
Fuck, I don't even remember. I mean, it didn't pan out. So yeah.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Portland Community College
dude.
only for
PCC.
So, yeah, so I played hoop in high school.
Saw that.
And after we were like, our high school team was like in the top 25 in the country.
Wow.
We had Damon Stoudemire was our point guard.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. That's got to be fun.
Yeah, and
he
then
just throws it to you in the middle, and then you just.
well, he did most of the
Did you
everything.
dunk?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but
My bad.
Sorry. But our rival school, their point guard was Terrell Brandon.
I don't remember.
He played for the Cleveland Cavs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then AC Green went to Grant, but that was way before us. But anyways, so I played hoop in high school. Then I was also towards the end of high school. So I boxed when I was. I don't know if you know.
You do kickboxing.
I
You do
used to
jiu-jitsu,
do
right?
I used to. I used
Okay.
to have a school. I used
But
to
you
teach.
still, you're like Jason Collins, except taller.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
fatter, or fat. He's not even fat. But
used to be.
I did played hoop in high school. After high school, I did like the opposite. Like most people will use basketball or sports to go to school.
Yeah.
I was using school so I could keep playing hoop.
Dude, I don't blame you.
And then after the season was over, I was like, all right, I'm ready. Or I was more interested in martial arts.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. Which is so weird. A 6'8" dude is like,
I was gonna say.
I'm going to focus on, I'm going to be a ninja.
You're like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, so I studied with this guy named Professor Ali Muhammad.
Why does it
who
sound
passed away?
why does it sound familiar?
And then I also studied with the guy named.
Was he in Mortal Kombat?
And then I studied with a dude named Al Dacascos, who his son is Mark Dacascos, who was in the Crow TV show.
Does he sell
Iron
real estate
Chef.
too? Sounds
Yeah,
like a real estate
seriously.
guy.
And then after that I moved to Seattle. I was like, I'm done with martial arts. And then a guy I worked with, he was like, hey, you got to meet my roommate's uncle. He was one of Bruce Lee's students. And I
No
was like-
shit.
and that was kind of, but like in martial arts, everybody has like it's like if you played basketball, you'd be like, oh, I used to play hoop
I was
with Jordan.
just gonna. You literally just said what I was just gonna say.
Everybody has a claim to Bruce Lee in some way.
I was gonna say, I used to be friends with his wife or some
Yeah.
shit. You're like, okay, how am I supposed to? How are you gonna
Exactly.
figure that out?
So when he was like, yeah, my roommate's uncle used to was one of Bruce Lee's first students. I'm like, nah, fuck, whatever. For a year, he was like, dude, come up. And I literally was like, I'm done with martial arts. And then because I wasn't interested in point fighting, whatever. So he finally talks me into going up. I walk in. There's this huge. It was just a huge black and white picture from like 61 or 62 of C. Joe James DeMille and Bruce Lee doing Chi Sao, which is sticky hands. So I was like, all right, maybe this guy's legit. And then I went in, I did the intro, and everything like I had thought of like previous fighting, like I boxed when I was younger and everything. It was like a 180 and everything I had thought about fighting, and I was hooked. And then
You still do it? You still practice it?
I had a
just beat
school. I
dudes
did
up
it for
on the
like.
side?
Say again.
You should just beat dudes up on the side.
No, I
To keep fresh.
yeah, just kids mainly.
Yeah,
No,
nice.
I did it for like 12 years. I had a school for 2 years. My school went under, and then at that point, I was like, I looked at it like that chapter of my life's over.
Yeah.
I've thought about training again, but I don't think I'd ever want to teach because that's a huge commitment.
Isn't it funny stuff that you used to do and used to love? Now you're like, why did I stop doing that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I played college football, and I was actually for a hot second thinking maybe I wanted to try to go pro.
Okay.
And then this
What'd
guy,
you play?
I played kick return, punt return,
Okay.
and strong safety.
Oh.
And then I saw this kid, Frank Burris, who was like our star running back, and he got a tryout for the Green Bay Packers, and he didn't make it. And I was like, if he can't make it, there's no fucking way I'm gonna make it. So I quit.
Real quick, I'm just on that, like that level of athlete. I remember.
It's but you and I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
the level of that athlete is so fucking hard, and you have to be so talented.
And it's so far beyond what I like. I played a pickup game of hoop, and I was like, I think I was maybe sophomore in high school. So I mean, like I wasn't at my peak for hoop, but I mean, I'm like in good shape. And Eric Metcalf
Oh yeah,
played in a game with us,
stud.
and dude, this level of speed this guy was at. I'm like, this is just, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
This is another level. And it's the same with, like, I've rolled with jiu-jitsu guys that, like, there's this guy, Chris Blanky, they call him the Badger, and he was like, he won the Gracie Invitational.
He's just all over you.
Dude, and he's a short dude. He used to, like, roll with people, and he was fucking with people, and then he'd look at us because we're all watching, and he goes, start counting down from 10. And then we go, all right, 10, 9. By, like, 7, he'd always have the person tapping out.
Isn't it funny? Short guys are always the hardest guys. Like I did wrestling for a hot millisecond, and short guys are the hardest guys to get down because they're so low to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're used to being on the ground.
I watched. You watch Hard Knocks?
No.
Oh,
I got to watch. Everybody tells me it's awesome.
so good.
All right.
It is so good. But the last episode, there's this kid Brad Renfro. He's a wide receiver from Clemson.
Wait. Is he
Short white guy.
Have you heard of the name Mel Renfro?
No.
I'll look it up, but remember, I got to remember because I think there's a guy named Mel Renfro that might have been out of Oregon and might have won like the Heisman way back when. Because
No.
my grandfather, I think, always
Might be
used
his
to mention this.
dad.
Well, it might have been a grandfather.
We'll have to Google. it.
Anyways, all right, go.
We'll go to-
Sorry,
we'll
Brad
go to
Renfro.
Google. Anyways, so he's the wide receiver for the Raiders, and won 2 championships with Clemson. The kid's 5'11", soaking wet, 180. Right? Looks like nothing. You see him
Right.
warming up his jersey. He's like draping all
Right.
over him. He's got shitty cleats on. He's got some weird, crappy socks on. This kid is fucking incredible. He's incredible. I watched his highlight reel. He can catch the ball in the middle of anything. He's shifty as fuck. And he's small. He's tiny. They did it. You see Tom Brady when they had the picture of him when he first got drafted?
Oh yeah.
And he's like this.
Yeah. And his speed demon on the.
Yeah. There was like linemen passing him up.
Yeah.
But this kid's highlight reel is incredible, and Gruden was busting his balls, but he might be, if not better than AB.
Holy shit.
He's incredible. But that's Hard Knocks is fucking.
All right,
is
I gotta
great.
watch it. And they're following the Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a hot mess. Gruden, I'm like, dude, what you did in 2004 is not going to work in 2019. But he's so motivational, like he's so inspiring, like you want to do good for him, you want to work hard. He's an old fashioned coach, you know. Anyways, for everything, this is back to my fucking podcast.
That's all right.
Everything's my first. What about, let's get to the hard-hitting questions here. What about your first fist fight? What about that?
First fisting.
Yeah. First, when did you fist a chick?
Okay, there's a couple that I remember. Like, one wasn't. I remember I was really young. This wasn't even a fight, so maybe I just got fucking hit.
Here, let's do this. When did the first time you get your ass kicked?
Okay, this is okay. I'll tell this story. So, I'm in high school, maybe a junior or senior. I'm playing hoop with some buddies, or with a buddy, and
Still got it.
I thought you fucked. Did you make it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
I'm playing hoop with a buddy of mine, and this huge yoked Samoan dude comes in. And we start playing. He's guarding me.
Did he start doing that dance with the tongue out and shit?
Yeah.
How uncomfortable is
That's how he starts.
How uncomfortable is that fucking dance? Can we stop at that shit? You're like, ooh da ba, ooh da dee. You're like, that is so. I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. What is this?
I guess that's the point, though, right?
I guess. If dude started.
Why am I hard right now?
If dude started dancing in front of me doing that, I'd be like, okay, how long is this going to take? Because I'll go get a beer and come back.
While they're doing that, this guy just fucking starts shooting them. What you're doing. But so the Samoan dude is guarding me, and the way I played when I was playing hoop, I had a great handles for my height, and I could shoot. I had a good.
Do you still play now?
No, dude, I haven't played for probably 7 or 8 years.
I miss it.
Dude, I have bad knees, so it's like,
do you?
Yeah, I just had a knee replacement a year ago. But
that's fun.
Yeah. But so like if somebody was guarding me that was bigger than me, I would take him outside. I could take him off the dribble. I could shoot outside. If he was smaller than me, I'd just post him up.
Sure.
Right. So this guy's guarding me, and I keep trying to like take him off the dribble, and he's bodying me. So I'm like, dude, that's a foul every time. And when I played, I would never talk shit unless somebody initiated.
Sure.
So I shoot the shot that's the game winner. As it's in the air, I just go, game time, get off the court, right? So this guy, he goes, he says, you better watch who you're talking to, bitch. And I go, what? He goes, you better watch who you're talking to, bitch. And I said, first of all, the bitch is the one that had you, which maybe wasn't the, I mean, it's a great line, but probably, dude. I mean, you know.
Bro.
So as soon as I say that, I see him, and it's like a machine just starts cranking out Samoan dudes. Because I don't know, all of a sudden from behind
That's
him.
funny. You should use this in your fucking act. That's funny.
I thought about telling on stage. All of a sudden, there's a half circle of like 4 Samoan dudes walking towards me, right?
All doing the dance.
Yeah. And they're talking and this and that. Now, there's 2 ways into the gym, and they're both to my right. One is in front of me on the right, and one is behind me on the right. So, and at the time, I had been taking this martial art called Afoxanet for maybe a year. You know, it doesn't matter in this story. So, as they're in front of me, I can see behind them, in front of me on the right, one door. I want to check the door on my back right to make sure nobody's coming up from behind me, right?
Right.
So I pivot my head to where I can see the door, and I can, out of my peripheral, I can see the 4 dudes in front of me. What I didn't know was back behind my left shoulder.
Oh fuck! Was his whole family?
Was another Samoan dude that, and my buddy is walking into the gym as this happens. I guess he's running, and as I'm turning back around to center the 4 dudes in front of me, this guy clocks me right in my temple. So
knocks you out.
No, surprise! I'm stunned at this.
I was like, get knocked out the temple. I would be out.
Well, as soon as he hits me, my left eye goes black, like in the sense that I can't see out of my left eye.
Fuck.
So now I'm like, and you know, I didn't even, I guess I didn't even, my cousin was telling, he's like, I don't know how the fuck you didn't get knocked out, or my buddy, and I was like, I don't know either. I didn't even fall, but I immediately in my head, I'm like, holy shit, I'm fucking in trouble, right? So now there's 5 of these guys in front of me, and I'm just, it's like that drowning trying to find something.
Oh,
so
dude, that's the worst.
I just start making my mouth go, and I'm just talking to try and stall. So I'm like, that's fucked up. You can't fight me one-on-one, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm just like, if somebody even blows on me, I'm fucking done, right? So I'm talking, I'm trying to stall, get my bearings, hoping that my vision's going to come back in this left eye. As I'm stalling, all of a sudden, like the staff comes in. So I'm sure somebody told somebody. Once they come in, now I know I'm safe. So now I just start talking huge shit. I'm just like, you fucking bitch. I was like, you hit me with your best shot. You didn't even faze me, you punk ass, blah, blah, blah. They're like, and so they're starting to escort him out.
Staff just watches.
Yeah, dude, they're like, come outside. And I'm like, I won. I'm still playing, bro.
It'd be funny if the staff just goes, he's all right.
Yeah,
They just leave. You're like,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. No.
Come back.
So I'm like, they're like, come outside. I'm like, I'm one, man. I'm still playing. So I'm stubborn. I should not have been playing. So I'm just throwing air balls up. I'm fucking hitting the
You
back.
still couldn't see out of your eye?
No, dude.
You might have had a concussion.
Oh, I'm positive I had a concussion.
Yeah.
So I stayed in there for a while. I thought for sure they were going to be waiting for me outside. Luckily, they weren't. And then I went home. I can't remember if I didn't go to the hospital because, you know, we're fucking young and dumb and you're just like, it'll fucking work itself out. And Yeah, that was the. I didn't even get a punch in or nothing. I just fucking took a beating on that.
It's funny you say it. I remember we went to the Dodgers game. Me, my girlfriend, and her friend were sitting there, and these fucking guys, these like cholos, were behind us. And I'm a Cubs fan. They're all Dodgers fans, and we got these shitty seats. And they're throwing shit at me, dude. And they're throwing shit at me. And there's like 15 of them, right? 15 of them. They get their like cholo girlfriends or whatever. So I go to my girlfriend. I go, let's just go downstairs. And we'll watch downstairs because I don't want to get this. As we're leaving, I turn around and I look at them. I go, guys. I go, if you're here, I go, who's in jail, fellas?
Oh shit!
They go, fuck you, fool, fuck you, punk, and they start throwing shit at me. And I go to my girlfriend. I go, go, let's go, let's go. Here we go. Here we go.
You're like this. You have one hand on the security guard as you say it, and then you just put him in between you guys.
Dude, I tell you, man, nothing like getting jumped is the worst feeling on the planet. I got jumped at Halloween, and these guys were
recently.
No, this was when I was like 22. And I was
there's a long time.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Thank you.
I'm old as fuck, but you know.
I was trying to put this girl in a fucking cab, and these guys just come out, these DePaul kids, fucking cocksuckers, and they just start beating the shit out of me because I was talking shit to them because they were talking shit to me.
Yeah.
And they were just being assholes. And so my girlfriend, I put her in the car, and the cab takes off. He doesn't even know where I'm going because he saw a bunch of dudes coming down and trying to fight me. So I'm trying to fight all these guys off. It's icy outside. It's middle of Chicago. Cop drives by, looks at me, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Drives right away.
Oh, you like
Chicago,
you motherfucker.
Chicago cops are the worst. So do you remember your first joke that you wrote?
Yeah. Dude, I have the video of the first time I ever went on stage.
Where was it? You set it up for me.
Kennedy's Midtown. Okay, so I took a stand-up comedy class.
Oof.
So hold on. Wait, I gotta tell you the whole story.
How much was that?
Fuck, I don't even remember.
Fucking $300.
I was living in Portland, and I started writing premises and ideas.
What made you want to get into comedy? Then we'll get into that. You just like misery, or you just,
yeah. I was like, I'm making good money. I have benefits. Fuck all that.
Sure.
No.
Where were you working before that?
So I was working at. Okay, I was living in Portland. I was working at Yahoo as an operations manager.
I thought you were going to say you were working for Antifa. But no.
So I used to go to Boston went to Boston like every year for years, and then in 2007 I was like, all right, my goal for this next year is I want to get a job in Boston and have them pay to move me there. So I got a job with this company called Intronis. I was director of online tech support, or director of technical support. Anyways,
yeah.
I move out there. I'm in Boston, loving it. I asked this girl out on a date on a Wednesday, and she's like, I can't do it Wednesday because I have comedy class. And I had written premises, but I was a pussy. Never did it in Portland. And then I was like, all right.
You're like, that's funny. No, seriously, let's go on a date.
Yeah, seriously. I go, and then she's like, yeah, I take an improv class. So I was like, oh, so it's not really comedy.
Right. So just say theater.
Yeah, hope you don't do improv. Just fucking around. So I go, oh, where do you do that? She sends me a link to the Boston Center for Adult Education, which they have like continuing educate, like they have pottery classes, cooking, all this shit.
Art, shit like that.
And she was doing improv, and I saw one for stand-up, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. So I take the stand-up class taught by Dana J. Bine, who's now a buddy of mine. Shout out to Dana. And
does she live out here?
It's a guy.
Oh, it's a guy.
Yeah. And so
my bad.
No,
I can't tell what people's names anymore, dude.
I know.
Jamie. No, he's cool. He's cool.
It's they, them.
Yeah.
So
my bad. She.
I take the class, and for those that don't know, if you're listening to this, when you take a comedy class, you have a graduation show. Everybody does great because everybody invites their friends and family.
Yeah, everything's hilarious.
So I told Dana, I was like, look, I'll do the graduation class and everything, but I was like, I want to earn my laughs. I was like, is there another show I can do before or whatever, you know, and if because I either want to get the laughs I earn, or if I bomb, I bomb. I don't want courtesy laughs.
Right.
So he's like, contact this guy, Scotty Lombardo, buddy of mine. So I contact this guy, Scotty, who's one of my dearest friends now and is the best.
Shout out to Scotty. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he's a legend in Boston. But he's like, yeah, I got this show. You can come and go bullet. And I was like, all right, cool. And on the show, this is a showcase show. I had no business being on it. On the show, Shane Moss.
Oh. Crusher.
Mike Kaplan.
Crusher.
Dan Crone. I don't know if you know him. He's a crusher. Andrew Slater and Brian Moot and Tyler Bowe.
Andrew Slater's pretty fucking good. All those guys are great.
Yeah, exactly. And then me. So
you're great too.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I wasn't then. So he goes.
But you were on that. But they were probably nobody by then.
Yeah, Shane was starting to get some heat,
some heat?
and Mike, I think, was just on the verge of. And then Dan Crone's like really well known in Boston, and so I have the video. I wore a suit.
Oof.
Because that's what stand-ups do, right?
Right.
I'm not a suit. I had a blazer on,
Fucking
though.
Seinfeld over here.
Dude.
Nothing like performing
Seinfeld.
performing in a fucking hot suit.
And not only that, so it's a bar, Kennedy's.
Sounds awful.
In downtown Boston that's... it had a corner stage that, I mean, I barely could fit on it. And then, so once I step on the stage, this little light they have is an inch from my forehead. So as soon as I step on there, immediately I just start pouring
Well,
sweat.
you wanted it. You wanted
exactly.
the challenge, so.
And Scotty brings me up. He's like, this next guy, it's his first time, and he's scared shit. Give it up for Big J. And then I fucking went up and did like 8 minutes. And then I got paid.
How'd it go?
I mean, I could have got a standing ovation, but I've been like, it was awful. It was.
Do you like performing on little stages, like something like that small? Is like, I remember I did a show in Santa Barbara. I performed on something that small. I fucking ate a huge dick. I couldn't move. I felt claustrophobic.
Oh yeah,
it was terrible.
Like a small stage like that, so for those, this is like a bench.
Yeah,
basically he's pointing at.
Right.
Something like that. I will actually just stand. I won't stand on the stage. I'll stand in front of it.
Oh, great.
And I'll just be like, you don't need. You can see me. I don't need to fucking break the stage.
So you got paid. How much you get paid?
$20.
Hey.
And I was like, I don't deserve this. So I just took it and bought a pitcher of beer for the other comics. And my first joke, my opener was I opened with a gay voice.
Nice.
Because
do you know how to? Can you still do it?
Oh yeah, I was like, I open, I go, "Hi sailors," I go, "What's going on?" And then I go, "Dude, it's so fucking
6'8" gay guy."
Dude, I'll tell people that if somebody wants to watch the video, I'm like, you can watch it, but you have to go in the other room. I can't hear it, I can't see it, whatever. But I like my whole joke is I did this voice, and then I was like, because my thinking was like, people are gonna assume I'm this way, and I'll surprise them, and then I go, but then I immediately go, I'm not gay, but I love gay. I go, I'm not gay, and this dude in the front row just goes, "Well, that's good." Just like that. He's like, "That's great." And I go,
he's like, "Good, I hate gay comics."
Yeah. And then
like, all right.
My stupid joke was like, I love gay men, because I said gay men are basically like fat girls. Oh, it's so bad. I was like, they both are probably good dancers. and they both probably have really hot friends, and neither one of them wants to fuck me or you don't want to fuck either one of them. That's what it was. It's
oh my god, that is bad.
It's fucking.
Dude, I think I had a bit once where I was like, I wish I was gay because at least you always have someone to play catch with. You know what I mean? I was like, fucking stupid. I had a bit. One of my first jokes was, I go, I just want to dress up in a banana suit and just stand in line for a movie. And then people go, "Why are you in a banana suit?" And I go, "Oh, you haven't seen the movie yet?"
What?
Yeah. It's fucking stupid, right?
Oh God.
Do you remember your first porno? Your first porn that you saw?
Did I start in? Oh, sorry.
oh.
No. Yeah. God.
Slapping asses 8.
I
Smacking.
don't know the name, but I can tell you who was in it. Her name's Ebony Eyes.
Ooh.
She's thick black chick.
I like that.
I've always
You like
dated,
black chicks?
I've always dated women of color. I always dated black women, Latino women. I can't say women of color or people of color.
White chicks are
anymore,
dude. White chicks nowadays, they're nuts. No offense. White chicks. I mean,
she's like, what?
No, I'm joking. I'm totally
She
kidding.
just ends it.
She's like, okay, we're done here. That's 45 minutes. Get the fuck out. Yeah, I always dated Filipino chicks for some reason.
My fiance was Panay.
Dude, they're almost like Spanish. That's how fucking they'll cut you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They will fucking cut you.
Do you know Rex Navarrete?
No.
Filipino comic, really popular with Filipinos, and I opened for him, and I had a joke where I was like, "Yeah, I used to date a Panay." I was like, "You know what they say about Panay women?" And I was like, "Once you go Panay, if you leave me, you'll die."
It's true.
It's
true. They will stick with you through thick and thin, man. But my girlfriend is fucking. She will. Fucking, she's not having a good time. She'll let you know.
How long have you guys been dating?
We've been together for 6 years.
When are you gonna make her honest woman?
You
want me to just fucking start put
Thanks,
that
man.
on me? Yeah. I hope she listens to this.
There goes all my female listeners. Great. No, I thought about it. It scares me to think about getting engaged. It literally terrifies me.
Yeah.
Because that's it.
What is it? Now I'm like interviewing you. What is it that terrifies you?
I don't know.
Do you feel like it because if you do something that changes?
I'll be honest with you. I never thought I'd be married or ever have kids.
Ah.
I just didn't.
Do you want to have kids now?
I kind of do.
Ah.
I mean, hanging around my sister's kids, I fucking love those little assholes.
Yeah.
And they make everything more fun. And also, I've done everything as
Yeah.
a single guy, and I've literally done it all.
I bet you, or I'm not. This may not be it, but maybe one of the reasons why the fear of it is because like we live such like vagabond lives.
Totally.
And like it's kind of like that thing in Heat, like got to be able to leave at a moment's notice.
Right.
And it's like if you get married, have kids,
so that's
like it's a commitment. It's yeah.
Yeah, and your life is over now. But like I see comedians like Bert Kreischer, I see Jay Larson, I see those guys that have kids and they do it.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're having a good time doing it. So I'm like,
Kane and Kelsey Cook.
Yeah, Sebastian. I was talking to him the other night. I'm like, how is it with the kids and doing all the being on the road and doing the VMAs and stuff like that? And he's like, you just make it work. You just got, and hopefully you have someone at home that supports what you do and you make it work.
Dude, Brett Ernst. He moved to Ohio.
I was like, why?
Dude,
why?
I just talked. He was in at Tempe Improv, and he got married, and he's got a house he loves in Ohio, and he actually was like, get me, because I'm trying to figure out if I want to move back here, go to Vegas, maybe move to Vegas.
Bro, I'm telling you, I honestly, because I got a writing gig for Sports Mockery.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not going to do it because it pays shit. But I would have had to have gone to Vegas.
Oh, dude, and
back and forth. And by the way, Vegas is not a bad town for comedy.
Right.
It's kind of sad. But, I mean, there is some good gigs. But the cost of living there is ridiculous. What I pay for my apartment right now, I could have a house.
Dude, and flying out of there.
Totally.
I flew to Wisconsin from Vegas, and it was literally $400 cheaper than here or Phoenix.
For sure. And also, if you have auditions or if you can just drive there and stay on someone's couch, or stay on some,
And but Brett was saying he moved. He's
but
like
Ohio?
Well, he was like, I mean, it's.
Does he not want to audition or do comedy anymore?
Well, he was like, there's no gatekeepers anymore. He's like, my last special, he said he put on YouTube for free. Auditions he does video-wise.
Self-submit.
Yeah, I mean, he's also at a level where he can do that. Like, if I do that, people will be like,
is he though?
Who?
Is he? Is he though?
I mean, he's on that
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, he's on that. That film's in Atlanta. He said he just flies down there.
And that's on YouTube.
Dude, he sold out Tempe Improv. He was selling out.
That's crazy. It's like Owen Benjamin. That guy just threw his career in the fucking trash can.
Yeah, let's put Brett and Owen in the same fucking.
What is your first like really embarrassing moment? I have about 1 billion.
First embarrassing moment. Holy shit. Man. Oh God.
You want to hear one of mine?
Yeah.
While you think about it, I was at University of Illinois with my buddy. And it's the worst when you go to someone else's college when you're younger because like they're all in with their boys.
Yeah.
And then you step in and like they don't want anything to do with you because you don't go to University of Illinois or whatever. So we go to this pool party. And I go, you have any shorts? He gave me these fucking soccer shorts. He had these white soccer shorts.
Shit.
Didn't have any underwear on. We go to this fucking pool. And I get in the water and I get out. And you can see everything.
Oh,
this girl points at me. She goes, "Gross."
Oh fuck,
dude! I was so embarrassed. And then there was no towels, so I had a hand towel. So I'm sitting on the chair with a hand towel. Oh, bro, it was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. I'm like, I'm gonna go back to the room. He's like, "Why? We're having a good time." I'm like, dude. Everyone just saw my fucking dick, and I didn't really trim anything up. You know what I mean?
Fuck, yeah.
It was just.
You're like, I didn't get to fluff nothing.
Dude, it was wild. It was just like wild.
I'm trying to think. Can we come back to that one?
Sure.
I'll try and see if I can.
What about your first good cry?
Oh man, I would. Dude, I used to cry all the time about fucking death. When I was a kid, like death, the idea of it still terrifies me.
It does scare me too.
Just
like where the fuck do we go?
Yeah, dude.
Or is it just you in the middle of nowhere when you die? Is it just like you're just like is it all white and you're like hello?
Yeah, dude.
Hello.
And you're there alone. Oh God, for eternity.
And you're like, well then why did we just do all that? Dude. Why did I meet all those people if I can't bring them with me?
Dude, it's all just it's just the not knowing is terrifying.
They say that everyone that's in your life has been in your previous lives in different forms.
Well, dude,
so that's the only thing that makes me feel comfortable is like I love my mom to death.
Yeah.
And my dad, I hope and pray.
And my dad, nice throw in there.
No, I love them equally.
Pops is cool too, I guess.
Right.
I used to work with this dude at Yahoo that was, I think he was on the spectrum a little bit and so smart. He was a furry also, which was
What's
crazy.
a furry?
Oh, you don't know what a furry is?
No. Is that like a top and a bottom or?
No, it's people that dress in like mascot outfits.
Bro, that is fucking weird.
And
that's
they
like
fucking mascot
That's
outfits.
like anime porn.
Yeah.
That's just two things I don't fuck with.
Oh, dude, he was great though, but he was so smart. But he was telling me there was a couple. He had different like conspiracy theories and stuff. Like one was that what we consider UFOs and aliens. UFOs are actually time machines, and aliens are actually humans in the future that have evolved, and they're just coming back to try and correct shit.
Bro, I love that.
Yeah, and then
Wait, hold on. Do you like Ancient Aliens and all that shit?
I never watched that. I know I hear that's supposed to be great, but I
So
watched.
good. Did you watch that Bob Lazar documentary?
Oh yeah,
God
I watch.
damn.
Dude, watch. Do you ever watch Nuke's top 5 on YouTube?
No.
You'll spend
NEWKS?
like nuclear. Yeah, Nuke's top 5. He has like top 5 ghosts caught on like security cam. Children seeing ghosts.
Great. Now I'm going to be fucking hooked on this shit.
Oh, dude, hours. You'll spend hours. Also, there's Slapped Ham. You ever watch Slapped Ham?
No, what is that?
Slapped Ham is the same shit. Like it's got you'll see. He also
Slapped him on YouTube?
yeah. But this guy told me also
Dude, we're learning something today.
there was another theory that he was telling me that supposedly, and some people think 2012 the world ended.
That's what I thought.
The CERN thing?
I'm not kidding you. I actually, for that, I swear to God, I actually had dreams about it. I was like, this is it. It is actually going to happen.
Because of the particle accelerator.
Totally.
Yeah.
But also the Mayans predicted that that was the end of the world.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, he was telling me that, and I don't, I'm giving you the dumbed down version because I'm dumb. But basically,
I speak dumb, trust me.
Yeah, supposedly, there's a point in time where everything is destroyed or reset, so to speak.
Totally.
And we've done like what we're doing right now. We've done this billions of times.
Well, look at the Romans. Look at like it's gonna happen. We're right there.
And he was saying that supposedly the government knows when this time is, and they're trying to do whatever it is to push through that. But he's saying that's why we have deja vu, is because we've done it millions of times.
Who said this?
Well, his name was. I'll tell you. He legally changed his name to Magic Fox.
Okay. Did you do peyote before you got here?
No, I'm telling you, he's a furry.
God damn.
Yeah.
Wow, a furry. Dude, I love all that stuff. I watch
I do
all that
too.
shit. That
I
Bob
love
Lazar was insane. Have you heard of Skywalker Ranch?
Oh yeah. I
wanna go.
Dude.
I want to go there.
Dude. I love like ghost stuff shit too. Like
Yeah, I watch all the Ghost Adventures.
Well, dude, Nuke's top 5. You'll call me after you watch
Okay.
one because you will spend hours there.
Okay. I watched that. What did I watch the other day that was so fucking creepy? Fuck, it was on YouTube, but I can't remember the fucking name of it. But in Chile, they have the #1 site for the most UFO sightings.
Really?
There's this one UFO that is spraying this black stuff out of the fucking out of its ship or whatever it is, spraying this black stuff out of it, and they can't explain what.
Is it like a heat camera
no.
or a regular camera?
No,
Like,
it's like an infrared or whatever.
yeah, that's what I mean. I
Okay,
think I've
yeah.
seen it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Dude, or the lights over Phoenix, and then there was one where there was like, I think there were lights over like the Kremlin and shit that like you're like,
Oh yeah, where it goes down and then shoots
Yes!
right back up.
yeah.
That's terrifying. I watched this thing on pyramids, how the Egyptians didn't build the pyramids.
Oh.
That shit's crazy. And then also how they the pyramids were just a little tenth of where all the pyramids actually are. Because there's pyramids everywhere.
yeah.
Everywhere. There's even pyramids like in New York and
Yeah.
like they're everywhere. But they were stations for UFOs to like fill up. Gas stations. They're basically like gas stations. Yeah, because the pyramids were made of gold. The tops were gold. And they all go down and they fill up and then they go up.
Holy shit.
Crazy, right?
Dude.
I know this is turning into the Sam Tripoli's podcast.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this shit.
You didn't think of did we fit your good cry? The death.
Yeah, just death in general. When I would do this, I used to bawl at that shit. And embarrassing. My buddy, I don't smoke weed that often.
Sure.
But I got.
So every day?
No, I think that might be why I don't look that old. Is I don't do hard drugs. Never
Yeah.
have. Weed is like the hardest thing I've ever done. But this one time, my buddy Sean got me fucking blitzed high, and he put a camera on me and just filmed me for like an hour. So we're watching TV, and at one point you see me kind of glance over at him, and then I go back to TV, and then I look at him, and I go nothing, and he goes, what? He didn't say anything. He goes, what? I go, nothing. He goes, I didn't say anything. I go, you did, like with your mind. He's like, the fuck are you talking about? I was like, dude, went on this whole thing, and
Have
he
you been
showed
that
me.
high before? Have you been that high before?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Dude, I'll show you a video after this.
Yeah.
I got for my podcast once a year. I get high and we film it. I was in Phoenix with these guys, and I had to shut the podcast down because I started
too high?
sweating. I thought I was going to throw up.
Was
and-
it laced in heroin?
Dude, I did an edible and 2 hits off of vape
No,
pen.
bro, no. Don't fuck with edibles. Don't fuck with them.
Dude.
Do you fuck with edibles? No, dude.
absolutely not.
They are so terrifying. I was so hungover the next day from an edible. Like, I was, like, bogged down. Like, it was just like, and my brain felt like someone shook it for 45 fucking
Dude.
hours.
They moved me to the couch when they picked me up. When they picked me up to move me to the couch, one of the guys is like, dude, he's drenched. I felt like I couldn't cool down my core. Like I was just sweating. And then they put me on the couch and I passed out for 5 hours.
Dude, bongs are dangerous too. I don't know how people do it. Like, you see people take like bong rips.
Dude.
I don't know how they do it. These are a certain kind of person because I did it.
It's like laughing.
Do you do bong rips?
Oh yeah.
I can't. I can't do them because I did it and then I go. You ever been cold high? You ever been so high you're like
Yeah.
cold?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
She's like, yeah,
She's so
Tuesday.
cute. I had to go under my buddy's kitchen table and drink milk because I was so
Dude, they
high.
put me on the couch and they put a fan an inch from my face and gave me a cold pack from the freezer that I used as a pillow. I was fucking brutal.
You've never done mushrooms?
No.
Oh, bro. I remember I did
And they told me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but they told me, because they know I don't smoke weed, and they were like, and I was telling them I was thinking about doing mushrooms, and they were like, buddy, you can't do mushrooms.
No,
Because
bro.
there's no coming back.
Because if you do mushrooms and you don't want to be out of that
Yeah.
anymore, you can't.
Yeah.
We did mushrooms in Thailand, and make a long story short, and then we'll have one more couple things, and then we're done. We're in Thailand, and they have this place called Magic Mountain.
Okay.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go up to this Magic Mountain, and I walk in. There's people laying everywhere, and I go, "These lazy ass people just fucking laying everywhere."
Right.
And I go to the thing, and I go, "Let me get one of those shakes you guys got." Right. I thought I was a big tough guy because I've done shrooms
no.
before. I know what I'm doing. My girlfriend goes, "Why don't you just take it easy and maybe just do a little bit?" And I go, "Don't fucking tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing." Typical idiot like Clark fucking Griswold over here. I take it. I drink the whole thing.
Oh, my
We're walking on the
God.
beach, and then suddenly now I'm floating, dude. I am floating. Like, I can't. I'm not even like. Jackie's like, "What is going on with you?" I'm like, I don't know.
Were you walking weird, too?
Dude, yes, I was walking. I thought I was walking so fast. I was barely walking. And then I'm sitting on this towel, and there's like a glow party going on in Thailand. One, you can't leave the island until the boat gets there, and if you miss the boat, you're fucked.
For how long?
You got to make sure that you keep an eye on when the boat comes.
I mean, if you miss the boat, though, then
You're
what?
there for the night.
Oh, fuck.
So
All right.
I'm like, so now I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm not in my element. And she left me to go use the bathroom. I'm like, I don't know where anyone is.
Right.
Now I'm high as balls. Dude, I was like, I'm not doing mushrooms or fucking any drug anymore. I'm good.
Coke terrifies me.
Yeah, that shit is bad.
Len Bias. I always think of Len Bias. You know,
Yeah, but I think he was mixing it with something.
I'm sure. And it wasn't his first time, I'm sure.
No.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who's doing coke and just hanging out in a fucking... That
Yeah.
sounds awful.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, that was my time. Like, that was like the big story of you do cocaine. Remember what happened to Len Bias? So it stuck with me all these years.
That's a good thing.
And now I'm old. And so I'm like, I always, like any drug, I feel like I would be like, yeah, it was just a weird thing. He was the one person that had allergic reaction and his fucking heart exploded.
I just think about my real dad, So, no, joking. It's true. So you couldn't think of.
the embarrassing thing is fucking when I've gotten high, I'm an idiot.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Who's your first celebrity crush?
Oh, I just was telling somebody about this. I think, dude, I used to be in love with Thelma from Good Times.
Thelma from Good Times.
Dude, I
What
love
the
black women,
fuck?
dude. I know. Also, Raquel Welch, I thought was fucking smoking
Yeah.
back in the Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Linda Carter.
Mine was Carmen Electra.
Ah,
I saw Pam Anderson the other day. She lives right by where I live,
Yeah.
by the Roxy.
not doesn't hold up.
Fuck, dude, what happened to the days of Tool time,
You gotta
man?
recycle that plastic.
Yeah, dude, but the back of her legs, I was like, oof.
Dude, I'm telling
So
you,
you got shot with a BB gun.
Thelma from Good Times. She was thick, pretty, naturally pretty.
God.
I love black women.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Fucking black women are fucking great. What was your
dude? Why do you hate black women?
No, I love.
Just like, yeah.
Oh my God. It always turns into me being racist somehow.
Dude, I try and make everybody sound racist on my podcast. I'll be like, bro, what? Black licorice?
Dude,
Why would you say black licorice?
you know Aristotle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he came on my episode or my podcast, and every 2 seconds he's like, dude, what is? I'm like, quit fucking with me, dude.
Yeah, I love it.
This hour's gonna be long if you keep fucking with me.
It's my favorite thing to do.
All right. We'll end on this. What was the first movie you ever saw?
Oh man, I'm thinking.
Mine was Rocky.
I'm thinking it might have been Star Wars with my pops, maybe. And then I saw it again like 4 years ago. I was like, yikes, this does not hold up.
Star Wars.
I'm thinking Star Wars.
I can't even watch the new ones. I don't know what's going on,
dude.
Did you see Solo?
I did. I started watching some of it. It was like background noise.
You travel a lot for comedy.
Yeah.
What do you think about people that eat food on the fucking plane that they brought from the terminal?
That's not like a potato chips or something like that.
Like McDonald's.
No,
Isn't that the worst?
Dude, there's so many. I mean, I'm sure you too. Like, there's so much shit when you travel so much.
People take off their shoes. What about that?
I just did that. Worthless of the week. I do a worthless. My podcast is called the Hollings Worthless Podcast, and every Wednesday I do a Worthless of the Week. Last week, my Worthless of the Week was people that take their shoes off in public.
Bro.
And I mentioned people on the planes, and they're just fucking rubbing it all over the fucking plane.
It's disgusting.
Animals.
People, they really are animals.
Yes. I'm like, who fucking raised you? Or like you see somebody that's just walking barefoot at like a fucking Walmart or McDonald's or out in public. I'm like, ugh.
Oh, it's the worst. This guy, I have in one of my bits, the guy brought ribs on the plane, homemade ribs.
Oh my God.
And tinfoil, and he's opening them up and he's eating them, and he's like, and then he's doing his movie with his fucking rib hands, and I'm sitting there like, ugh.
Oh God.
Anyways, hey, thank you for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having me, brother.
That was a lot of fun. That is Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth.
Yes.
That was episode 3000. I've been your host, Brady Matthews.
Wait, why is it 3,000?
Because I don't remember which episode it is.
So do you just name a random number?
Yeah.
All right.
So please share, subscribe, and check us out on comedypopup.net, and check out your podcast, which is
Hollings Worthless, which is also here at comedypopupla.com.
Sure.
And you said .net.
Whatever.
And you just send them to like, oh, I guess it is.
I had a bong rip before I left the house.
comedypopupla.com. My podcast is called the Worthless Hollings Worthless Podcast.
And then where can people find you?
Big Irish Jay on everything at Big Irish Jay, BigIrishJay.com. That's it.
You're the man, dude. Thanks for
brother.
doing this.
Appreciate it.
And remember, everyone, I love you.
Unless you're black.
Oh, dude.